The Galactic Council chamber buzzed with hushed murmurs. Zyra stood defiantly in the center, her vibrant, iridescent skin glimmering under the high council lights. She wasn't going to apologize. Not for this. You stand accused, boomed the head counselor, of indulging in primitive Earth broadcasts, scandalous displays of mating rituals, no less. Zyra crossed her arms, her voice steady. Humans aren't primitive. They express emotions with passion and precision. She paused, searching for the right words. They touch each other's souls. Enough. Another counselor slammed their appendage onto the table. You've disgraced the house of Zyn Cal. Your fascination with these mating rituals is unbecoming of a royal. Zyra raised her chin. Unbecoming? Have you seen the episode where the human male kisses the forbidden love interest? It's breathtaking. Her voice faltered slightly as she added, and the way they handle their connections. The council gasped, their collective outrage sealing her fate. You are hereby exiled. Let Earth keep you, for you clearly belong with them. Zyra's pod hurtled toward Earth, the fabric of space folding around her. She rehearsed her speech to the humans, a bold declaration of partnership between her species and theirs. Humans, I have come to. She frowned. No, too formal. She adjusted. Humans, take me to your. She trailed off, glancing at the translated guidebook. Leaders of mating? Her pod crash-landed in the middle of a desolate parking lot. The impact startled a stray dog, who barked aggressively. Zyra stepped out with regal composure, interpreting the bark as a challenge. I come in peace, Earth Guardian, she said solemnly, extending a glowing artifact as an offering. The dog tilted its head, wagged its tail, and ran off. Zyra straightened her posture. So, the dominant species has accepted my truce. She approached a nearby structure, Motel Haven, its neon sign flickering ominously. Inside, the receptionist glanced up, startled by the shimmering alien before him. I require lodging, Zyra declared. The man blinked. Sure. Reaching into her satchel, she pulled out a sparkling gem. In exchange for this, I request shelter and guidance on human connection customs. The receptionist's jaw dropped. Is that real? Zyra cocked her head. Do all human males offer their service so willingly for a bed? The man turned beet red. And no. Yes, that's not what I'm offering. Zyra studied him intently. Then you do not find me suitable? Suitable for? Oh, God, no, it's not like that. He shoved a key across the counter. Room 7. No charge. Just go. Satisfied, Zyra took the key, her guidebook clutched tightly. Humans are peculiar. But generous. Inside the motel room, Zyra marveled at the human accommodations. She poked at the bed, discovering its soft texture, then turned her attention to the educational device, mounted on the wall, a TV. Flicking it on, she was greeted by a passionate soap opera scene. Two humans embraced, their lips locking with fervor. Her eyes widened. Such boldness, such skillful handling of. She trailed off, engrossed. The episode continued, and Zyra took notes. She paused at a particularly steamy exchange. This must be the courtship ritual. Humans are thorough. Determined to learn, Zyra whispered to herself, I must master their ways. As the TV blared dramatic music, Zyra nodded decisively. Earth, prepare yourself. Your customs shall be mine. The following morning, Zyra ventured into the bustling streets of the small town, her alien guidebook firmly in hand. Her shimmering form and regal bearing drew stares, but she misinterpreted them as signs of respect. Humans recognize authority, she mused aloud, nodding to a group of stunned onlookers. She spotted a man seated on a bench, eating a sandwich. His casual demeanor intrigued her, she had observed similar behavior in her educational content. Approaching boldly, she stood in front of him. You will guide me, she declared. The man, Eric, blinked in confusion. Excuse me? You will guide me, she repeated, gesturing to her guidebook. I require knowledge of human bonding. Eric squinted, then chuckled nervously.
Yeah.
No. I don't do bonding lessons. Zyra tilted her head. But your hands are adept. You handle that meat with such skill. Surely you can handle teaching me. Eric choked on his sandwich, coughing violently. Lady, what? Do not deny it, she interrupted, her tone serious. Your grip is steady. Your technique, refined. He waved her off, trying to regain composure. Okay, stop. Whatever you're saying, it's coming out weird. Undeterred, Zyra took a seat beside him. Humans confuse me. One moment, you offer shelter for a bed. The next, you reject requests for guidance. Do all Earth customs contradict themselves? Eric sighed. Look, I think you've got the wrong guy. But... He glanced around at the growing crowd. If it gets you to stop talking like that, I'll help. What exactly do you need? Zyra's eyes lit up. Courtship protocols. Mating rituals. How humans establish connections. Eric groaned, already regretting his decision. Great. Fine. Follow me. Eric led her to a diner, figuring food might distract her. As they sat in a booth, Zyra observed the other patrons intently, taking notes on their interactions. A waitress approached, eyeing Zyra warily. What'll it be? The waitress asked. Zyra straightened. Bring me your finest Earth nourishment. Eric interjected, she'll have a burger. Medium. And fries. Zyra leaned toward him. Your confidence in choosing sustenance is admirable. Are all human males this decisive when feeding females? Eric rubbed his temples. Please don't phrase it like that. When the food arrived, Zyra examined the burger with fascination. This construction is remarkable. It's just a burger, Eric said, biting into his. Zyra attempted to mimic him but paused, watching as he took another bite. Your technique is impressive. Such precision in devouring thick meat. Eric nearly spat out his food. For the love of, just eat it. She took a tentative bite, her eyes widening. This is extraordinary. Humans create wonders from such simple ingredients. My people would never consider compressing sustenance in this way. You're really not from around here, huh? Eric muttered, shaking his head. Their next stop was a clothing store. Eric insisted she needed a wardrobe to blend in, but Zyra's approach to shopping was anything but ordinary. What do you think of this? She asked, holding up a sequin dress. It's fine, Eric replied, distracted. Zyra studied his reaction. Humans appear indifferent to female attire. Yet my guidebook suggests it is a critical factor in attracting mates. It's not that simple, Eric said. Just try it on. In the dressing room, Zyra struggled with the unfamiliar concept of zippers and emerged wearing the dress backward. Eric sighed. No, you've got it wrong. Here, let me. As he reached to adjust the zipper, Zyra stiffened. Is this an Earth ritual? Physical contact before approval of attire? What? No. Eric stammered. I'm just fixing it. She nodded slowly. Your customs are complex. I shall adapt. Their day ended at a small park. Zyra sat on a bench, staring at her reflection in a pond. Humans are more intricate than I anticipated, she said. Eric sat beside her, finally relaxing.
Yeah.
We're a mess. But you'll figure it out. You've got enthusiasm, I guess. She turned to him, her expression thoughtful. You've been patient. Generous. Are you not concerned that I am different? Eric shrugged. Lady, I work with high school kids. You're not that weird. A small smile tugged at Zyra's lips. For the first time since her exile, she felt accepted. Perhaps humans are not as illogical as they seem. That's debatable, Eric said, smirking. As the sun set, Zyra made a silent vow to learn all she could about Earth, determined to prove her people wrong. Humans were worth the effort. And maybe, just maybe, she'd find her place among them. Zyra awoke with a renewed determination to immerse herself further in human culture. Her guidebook suggested physical training as a cornerstone of human development. Spotting a gym nearby, she strode in confidently, drawing the curious gazes of those inside. She interpreted their looks as an invitation to join the human physical ritual. Approaching a group practicing yoga, she mimicked their poses with exaggerated precision. The instructor, amused but intrigued, invited her to join officially. Zyra's first question disrupted the serene atmosphere. Is this downward dog position necessary for courtship success? The room erupted in stifled laughter as the instructor tried to maintain professionalism. As she bent into position, Zyra muttered, "Humans are astonishingly flexible. Does this stretch prepare the body for intimate endurance?" The instructor choked back a laugh, while Eric, who had reluctantly tagged along, slapped a hand over his face in embarrassment. "Zyra," Eric hissed, pulling her aside. "You don't have to analyze everything like it's a mating ritual." "But the guidebook implied physical prowess is crucial for human bonding," she replied earnestly. "This must enhance my compatibility, no? It's for fitness, not whatever you're imagining," Eric groaned. "Let's try something else before you cause another scene." They left the gym in haste, but not before Zyra received several curious glances from other patrons, some clearly impressed by her dedication. Later, they visited a hardware store at Eric's insistence. His microwave had broken, and he needed parts to repair it. Zyra followed him closely, marveling at the array of tools and gadgets. Picking up a wrench, she examined it with fascination. "This device is extraordinary. Its design is both utilitarian and elegant. Is it used for human courtship preparation?" Eric nearly dropped the screws he was holding. "It's a wrench, Zyra. It fixes things. Nothing else." Her expression turned thoughtful. "So, it is a tool for problem solving. Humans truly value versatility." Eric decided to humor her curiosity. "You know, if you're so into this stuff, why not help me fix the microwave? Might as well put your versatility to use." Back at his apartment, Zyra eagerly inspected the broken appliance. Using a small, glowing tool from her satchel, she tinkered with the wiring, much to Eric's skepticism. Moments later, the microwave whirred to life, emitting an unexpected beam of light that teleported a bag of popcorn onto the counter. "What the?" Eric gaped. Zyra beamed with pride. "I have enhanced its functionality. Now it not only heats but also delivers." "That's not how microwaves work," Eric said, though he couldn't hide his amazement. "You just turned my kitchen into a sci-fi movie." "It is a gift," Zyra said with a modest shrug. "Humans are resourceful. I merely adapted your methods." The unexpected success led to a rare moment of camaraderie between them. For once, Eric wasn't exasperated, and Zyra felt genuinely useful. Their bond deepened further that evening when Eric attempted to explain the subtleties of human humor. "Comedy is all about timing," he said, scrolling through clips of stand-up routines. Zyra nodded attentively. "So, humor is a critical component of human bonding?" "It's one way."
Yeah.
Eric replied, cautiously optimistic that this lesson might go smoother. As the comedian on screen delivered a punchline, Zyra tilted her head. Why is it amusing to say, "That's what she said"? Does it imply the female human made a profound observation? Eric froze. Not exactly. It's, never mind. Maybe humor is too advanced for now. Undeterred, Zyra attempted her version of a joke. "If a human wishes to bond, does one say, 'Your grip on that meat is exceptional'?" Eric nearly fell off the couch laughing. "You're killing me, Zyra. That's unintentionally hilarious." Then I have succeeded, she said with satisfaction. Humans value those who bring joy, do they not? As the evening wound down, Zyra found herself reflecting on the day. Humans were indeed strange, but their ability to find humor in chaos, even in their flaws, was something she admired deeply. She turned to Eric, who was still chuckling. You are unlike anyone I've encountered, Eric. Your kindness, your wit, your refusal to take things seriously, it is remarkable.
Yeah.
Well, you're not so bad yourself, Princess, Eric replied with a grin. For the first time since her exile, Zyra felt a genuine connection. Humans might not have been what she expected, but they were teaching her something far more valuable than her guidebook ever could. The next day, Zyra sat at Eric's cluttered kitchen table, tinkering with her communicator. Her expression was one of intense focus as she adjusted the frequency, her alien device glowing faintly. Eric leaned against the counter, sipping coffee and watching her with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. So, what's the big plan now, Princess? He asked. I must inform my people of humanity's true value, she replied. They exiled me because they do not understand what Earth has to offer. Eric raised an eyebrow. And you think they're going to listen to you after banishing you? Zyra looked up, her expression resolute. They may have silenced me before, but now I have proof. Humans possess qualities they cannot comprehend: resilience, ingenuity, and humor. Eric chuckled.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be thrilled to hear about our comedic chops. She ignored his sarcasm, fine-tuning her communicator until it emitted a sharp beep. There. The broadcast is ready. Eric's amusement faded. Wait, you're broadcasting? Like, to your entire planet? To the entire Galactic Council, Zyra corrected, her tone serious. They must understand the truth. Eric set his coffee down, suddenly nervous. You sure this is a good idea? What if they get the wrong impression? I mean, you're not exactly an expert on human culture. Zyra smiled faintly. Which is why I need your help. You are my guide, after all. Eric sighed, pinching the bridge of his nose. Fine. Let's do this. But keep it simple, okay? No weird metaphors about meat handling. She nodded solemnly, positioning herself in front of the communicator's projection field. As the device activated, a shimmering hologram of Zyra appeared, ready to address her people. People of Zyn, she began, her voice steady and commanding. You exiled me for my fascination with humanity. You deemed them primitive, illogical, and unworthy of respect. But I have lived among them, and I am here to tell you that you were wrong. Eric gestured for her to slow down, but she pressed on, her words gaining momentum. Humans are far more complex than we ever imagined. They face challenges with creativity, adapt to hardship with humor, and forge bonds through shared experiences. Their customs may seem strange, but they reveal a depth of emotion and connection that we could learn from. She paused, glancing at Eric for reassurance. He gave her a thumbs up, though his expression still conveyed mild panic. To dismiss humanity is to overlook their potential, Zyra continued. They have taught me that strength lies not in perfection, but in the ability to embrace imperfection. Their intimate rituals may be unconventional, but they reflect a profound understanding of trust and vulnerability. Eric smacked his forehead. Why did you have to bring up intimacy? He muttered under his breath. Ignoring him, Zyra concluded, I urge you to reconsider your stance. Humanity is not a threat to be dismissed, but an ally to be embraced. Together, we can achieve greatness. The broadcast ended, and the communicator went silent. Zyra turned to Eric, her expression triumphant. Well, she asked. Eric exhaled slowly. Honestly? Not bad. A little heavy on the intimacy stuff, but not bad. Before she could respond, the communicator chimed, signaling an incoming transmission. Zyra's eyes widened as the image of a stern galactic counselor appeared. Zyra of Zyn, the counselor intoned. Your message has been received. While your actions remain questionable, your words have sparked interest. We will deliberate further on humanity's merits. The transmission cut off, leaving Zyra and Eric in stunned silence. Did that just happen? Eric asked finally. Zyra nodded, a smile spreading across her face. It appears they are willing to listen. Eric grinned. Well, look at you, changing galactic policy and all. Maybe you're not as crazy as I thought. She gave him a playful smirk. And perhaps you are not as primitive as I assumed. As they shared a rare moment of mutual respect, Zyra felt a sense of belonging she hadn't experienced before. Earth might not have been her first home, but it had become her most cherished one. Eric, she said softly, thank you for helping me. I could not have done this without you. He shrugged, his tone light. What can I say? I guess humans aren't so bad after all. Zyra's smile widened. No, you are not. And perhaps, in time, my people will see that too. As the sun set outside, casting a warm glow over the room, Zyra knew her journey was far from over. But for the first time, she felt ready to face whatever lay ahead, with humanity by her side.